Hi everyone, so here we're going to look at some photosynthesis on Seneca Learning. Okay, so what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis takes place inside chloroplasts in plants and algae. The reaction is endothermic, meaning it needs energy. The source of its energy is sunlight, which is trapped by a chemical called chlorophyll inside the chloroplasts in plant cells. And so chlorophyll is the green part of plants. So that's why plants are green. So here we've got a nice diagram. So the light from the sun provides energy into the leaf. And photosynthesis requires carbon dioxide and water as the reactants. Then using the energy of the sunlight, the reaction takes place, which produces carbohydrates and oxygen. So plant cells which contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a pigment that can absorb light energy. So do you remember what chlorophyll was in? It was chloroplasts. So let's see what is true about photosynthesis. It doesn't happen in animals, it happens in plants, and it happens in the chloroplasts, and it's endothermic because it needs energy. And so this is the reaction here for photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is 6 CO2, which is carbon dioxide, plus 6 H2O, which is water, goes to C6H12O6, which is glucose, and 6O2, which is oxygen. So carbon dioxide reacts with water to produce glucose, which is a carbohydrate, and oxygen gas. So here we've got a bit of a video about photosynthesis, so we'll just skip that for now. So during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide reacts with something to produce something and oxygen. So if you remember that equation, carbon dioxide reacts with water, which is H2O, to produce glucose and oxygen. So glucose is a carbohydrate. So the rate of photosynthesis, this is how fast photosynthesis is occurring. So 4 key things will affect this rate of photosynthesis. So the first factor that affects it is light intensity. So increasing light intensity increases the rate of photosynthesis because more energy is provided, so the reaction can occur faster. However, if light intensity is increased above a certain threshold, the rate of photosynthesis will not increase because another factor, such as temperature, is limiting the rate of reaction. So you could have loads and loads and loads of light, but then if the temperature is really, really, really cold, the rate's not going to increase. That's one example. So it also depends on the concentration of carbon dioxide. So increasing the carbon dioxide concentration increases the rate of reaction of photosynthesis. But again, above a certain threshold, further increases in the carbon dioxide concentrations does not increase the rate of photosynthesis because another factor is limiting. So if it's dark, the reaction can't take place, even if there's loads of carbon dioxide. And then we've got chlorophyll concentration. So do you remember chlorophyll is inside chloroplasts, and that's the pigment which can absorb light. So obviously if you've got more chlorophyll, you can get a higher rate of photosynthesis. And the last factor is temperature. So increasing temperature increases the rate of photosynthesis because there's more energy. But if temperature is increased above 45 degrees Celsius, the enzymes which catalyze, which means speed up the reaction, begin to denature. So denaturing is when an enzyme, which is a protein, could unravel, and so it hasn't got the correct shape anymore, so that means it can't catalyze a reaction because other things won't be able to fit in it. So this will cause the rate of reaction to drop sharply and stop. So if it gets too hot, photosynthesis can't take place. So we've got a graph here which shows the relationship between temperature on the x-axis and the rate of photosynthesis. So what we can see here is initially increasing temperature increases the rate of photosynthesis. And this is a linear increase. And this is because there's more energy. But above a certain temperature, so up here, the enzymes involved in the reaction begin to denature, and so the rate of reaction decreases until it stops here. And if we remember that temperature, it was 45 degrees. So the rate of photosynthesis. So what affects it? So we've already discussed that. So we've got light intensity. So increasing light intensity increases the rate of reaction. We've got carbon dioxide concentrations, and so increasing carbon dioxide means increased rate. We've got temperature. Increasing temperature increases the rate, but if you get to 45 degrees, then the reaction can't take place because the enzymes which catalyze or speed up the reaction will denature, so change shape and can't work anymore. And the last one is chlorophyll concentration. So the more chlorophyll, the higher the rate. So where does photosynthesis take place? So we've got all these organelles and cells. So chloroplasts, that is where photosynthesis takes place. Ribosomes, that's where protein synthesis takes place. Nucleus contains the DNA. Mitochondria, that's where aerobic respiration takes place. So the production of energy. And then we've got the cytoplasm. So this is basically the jelly inside cells, which everything is kept in. So photosynthesis is in the chloroplasts. So for each pair, we need to select the substance that appears in the photosynthesis equation. So we've got carbon dioxide, yes. That's one of the reactants. Nitrogen, no. But oxygen is, that's a product. Sucrose isn't, glucose is, and then water. So again, we'll skip the video. Photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide plus water, along with light, which provides energy, goes to glucose plus oxygen. So we need plants for us to be able to breathe because us as humans need oxygen. So it's very important. So what are the key factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis? So we've got, what have we got there? We've got light intensity, carbon dioxide concentrations, chlorophyll concentration, and then do you remember the other one? It's temperature. But if it gets higher than 45 degrees, the reaction can't take place. So how many key factors limit the rate? So as we've just seen in the previous question, we've got 4 factors. And what are those factors? So do you remember we've got light intensity, we've got carbon dioxide, which is CO2, and we've got temperature. And, I spelled that wrong. We've got temperature, and we've got chlorophyll concentration, which is inside the chloroplasts. And now we're done.